Okay, welcome back. So things are getting interesting now. So what is a lambda function? So lambda functions are the serverless equivalent of the web servers or any kind of server we have on the cloud or anywhere per se. And the way you use lambda function is you just write the code and deploy it directly to your lambda function. Not worry about the servers at all. So on EC2, you had to worry about the firewall for EC2, what kind of protocols we can use, and we also created security group for that, and we had to deploy our server also on that EC2, right? But on Lambda function, you just write the code you want to execute, and that's it. That code will run now on the cloud, and you only pay for the amount of time your lambda function was executing. So if your lambda function takes 1 minute to complete your processing, you only have to pay for 1 minute. But this was not true for EC2, right? You bought or you rented the EC2 server for 24/7 amount of time, and you are paying AWS for the same amount of time, right? Whether you are using your resources on that server or not, AWS doesn't care about that. You rented the server, you pay for it. But on Lambda function, it is different. If your Lambda takes only 1 minute to execute, you only have to pay for that 1 minute of time. So that is also pretty cheap for Lambda. And that's why Lambda function or the serverless computing is nowadays getting popular. And it can be also integrated with a lot of other AWS resources like S3, SQS, and SNS we can see here. And it also has auto scaling, and you don't have to worry about auto scaling as well. So that's the cool part about AWS. So if your SQS has 1,000 message, your Lambda function can replicate itself to 1,000 number of instances. So if your SQS currently has 3 messages, okay, so your Lambda function will see that and automatically create 3 instances and execute them concurrently. So that is one more benefit of using cloud. And so we have now understood what is Lambda function. Now let's go to the console and see it in action. Go to Lambda, click on function, and we will create a new function. Let's see, here you have to give the function a name. Let's say Python starter, and we will select the runtime environment as Python. You can also choose Node. There are other options available also. You can also choose to deploy a Docker container also as a Python package to this. That would also work. And the creation will take a little bit of time, so I'll pause this. Oh, I don't have to. It is already created. And you can see that it has provided us a GUI as well to update the code. And it is also returning status code as 200 and the body as this. So this is the format in which you want to return your data when you are using API gateway. So if your client-side application requests for some data, you will send a status code as 200 and do a JSON.dumps of your JSON data here. So we can run this code. Let's change this message to a JSON, to a dictionary. In Python, this is a dictionary. So user Ayush, then DOB 17 March. So let's deploy this. Remember, you also have to deploy your Lambda function when you do some code changes. The deployment was successful. Now let's do a test run. Just click on test. You can also name your test event as test, and it was able to execute this. And we can go and see the logs as well in CloudWatch logs. I know we have not seen what are CloudWatch, or what is CloudWatch resource in AWS, but we will create video on that as well. So yeah, as I was saying, so your duration was 2.8 milliseconds and the build duration is 108 milliseconds. So you only have to pay for 108 milliseconds to the AWS. You don't have to pay for it 24/7, right? So that is a pretty cool stuff, right? Done by AWS. So the servers are there, you just don't see it and you just don't manage it. You create your lambda function, and when they are in execution state, you pay for the resources you use. And generally, the resources which are consumed by your lambda function is 128 MB of RAM. You can also change it from here. So you can see in the general configuration, we have memory of 128 MB, and the ephemeral storage is 512 MB. Ephemeral storage is your hard disk where you can store the data permanently. But in Lambda, it is not permanent, because as soon as your execution is done, all the resources or all the data created by your Lambda function goes away. Okay, remember that. And I was also going to show you the concurrency. Okay, so here you can see that you have the unreserved concurrency as 10 for your account. So this Lambda function can create 10 instances of itself, so it can replicate itself up to 10, but you can also edit it and it can go up to 1000. And you just have to specify here. For this account, I think it is only 10 because this is a learning account, but for the, so when you convert your account to the paid account, the concurrency will go up. It is 1000, I know it. So it can scale up to 1000. Okay, so that's it for this video. I will show some more important topics about lambda function in the next lecture. So yeah, see you there, and peace.